Good afternoon. Our news is Disunited Kingdom. Why Scottish independence is now more likely because of Brexit.
So, what the topic is about? Despite Scotland's struggle for independence from the United Kingdom has been going back for years, the main reason now is to disagree with Brexit. Scotland's independence has not been recovered because they were more against independence. Scotland was very indignant due to they didn't take into account their opinions and their position on Brexit, and that is why this whole process of independence took boom again. Another important point is the handling of the coronavirus pandemic by Boris Johnson, generating a direct confrontation between the Prime Minister of Scotland and Boris Johnson. Both sides have a different methodology in order to carry out coronavirus problems.
Okay, taking this into account, we must ask ourselves why it is contemporary. This news is contemporary because now we see majorities in favor of independence, and all of those pro-Europeans who used to oppose it are now backing it. Statistics show that approximately 62% of Scots want to remain in the European Union and retain this membership. The economy and the currency were arguably the defining issues of the 2014 independence referendum. Even though they are still important to the independence debate, Brexit is perhaps the single biggest issue now. This is not simple or simply about the fact that Scotland has now left the European Union despite its opposition because of the UK wide decision. It is also about the way in which the UK government has handled Brexit throughout and the impact of Brexit on the powers of Scotland's political institutions. So, as a consequence of Brexit, Scotland feels that the UK is heading in the wrong direction generally.
So now, why it is international business related? As the title of the news indicates, it is talking about independence. If Scotland achieved this, it should be in full control in terms of the economy, politics, and obviously its territory. In fact, a new identity is being created in Scottish society apart from the UK. This could create need commercial relationships with different countries. In case the United Kingdom doesn't want to recognize Scotland as independent and members of the European Union and other countries do, UK will break relationships between these countries due to this fallacy. Another issue is the unrest that is being created in order to the interest in changing Brexit agreements on North Ireland Strait, weakening the powers of this government delegated to United Kingdom.
Okay, last but not least, why it is controversial. Although the political and economic union that had preserved for 300 years held in 2014 fault lines over Brexit could cause the final fatal tremor between Scotland and the UK. In order to understand why this topic is controversial, it is important to analyze the latest decision taken by the UK government that is related with an internal market bill, which is the IMB, and this seeks to override elements of the Brexit agreement signed with the European Union, and as some critics believe, it wants to blunt the powers of the UK's devolved governments. So this could be the final straw, yes, for Scots. So as we can see, Scotland feels increasingly separate as a result of Brexit and English nationalism, and in the face of a Tory government under Boris Johnson now trashing both domestic and international standards of political behavior and mismanaging the COVID crisis to a lethal degree.